taken center stage this year, and the festivities are upon us, and it's a time when so many of these accidents take center stage. So what do you need to be doing to safeguard yourself and your loved ones? Let's go to Stephen Imbide. He's talking to Rogers Insereko, the commander of the Traffic Kampala Metropolitan Area. A very good morning, Mr. Imbide. What's the latest where you are?
Yes, good morning to you, Romeo Busiku. You know, NTV and other partners have always had a campaign that is aimed at ensuring road safety. That's called the Tweet Deco campaign. Of course, we are now in a festive season where every life matters. That's why I am here at Chambogo at the Union Grounds for the launch of the Road Safety Week. It begins today, and the function is going to be happening here from as early as 9 a.m. just a few minutes from now. And with me here is the Kampala Metropolitan Police Traffic Commander Rogers Insereko is on my right here, as well as Judith Carrara. She is the Senior Road Safety Officer from the Ministry of Works and Transport, as well as Cuthbert Isingoma. He is a Programs Officer of Uganda Road Accident Reduction Network. This is a civil society organization that is also trying to ensure that we have safety on the roads. Let me begin with Afande here, the one in charge of traffic or safety on the roads. Afande, we are in the festive season. There is a lot that happens, excitement and everything that happens around the festive season. How ready are you to ensure that, yes, the lives are kept safe on the roads?
Yeah, thank you very much. This is a season where we get a lot of movement. People are moving from up country coming to the city. People are leaving the city going up country. So there's a lot of crisscrossing of traffic. So in the process, again, we get so many accidents, unfortunately. This is the season when we register so many accidents. There's a lot of excitement, as I've mentioned earlier. There's a lot of people who drink and drive. There's a lot of people who drive very fast. And in the end, they end up causing all these accidents. And there's a need to make a quick buck for those people who drive public service vehicles, taxis, buses. They make so many routes because they want to make some quick money. And then also that affects their health because they become fatigued. And in the process, they can't control the vehicle. Most times when we get these accidents, people won't tell you that, you know what, I was tired on the steering wheel and I was like drowsy maybe. I was dozing on the steering wheel. They won't mention that. They will usually give you wrong information that, you know what, the car failed to stop. You get it. Yet actually they were tired on the steering wheel. So they end up, you know, rolling these buses and taxis, also trucks. All these people who make long distance movement, they get into this because of drowsiness, not because the car has any fault or something, but they don't mention that. So we are stepping up on operations to see that people travel safely in and out of the city, because now there's a lot of traffic because of that movement. There's human traffic itself, there's border traffic, there's motor vehicle traffic. So we manage in the only way we know best.
But of course, we know that we are still doing the lockdown, and of course, SOPs. There is curfew. Many people are going to be hitting the roads. You don't want the drivers to make round trips for those going up country. Would you maybe try to suspend some strictness on the roads to ensure that people drive at the pace that is required, but also making sure that people move freely wherever they're heading to?
For curfew, I think it is beyond me to control, because that directive is from up there. So there's no way I can say that no, there's no curfew. No, I think for now we are maintaining the status quo. Curfew has to be maintained. When you need to program your journeys early enough so that you fit in the day to see that curfew finds you some good some good distance out of the city. Yeah. Otherwise, in the city, curfew is still enforced. And if you need to travel, program yourself in good time so you travel in good time.
Okay, let me get back to you in a short while, but let me turn to Judith Carrara, the Senior Road Safety Officer and Minister of Transport and Works. Judith, we are talking about safe speed, saving lives. But you, as the parent ministry, you are supposed to make sure that yes, there is the policies are implemented, they are made and implemented. There is safety on the roads. What would you tell the people now that we are in the festive season, but also they need to move, and you have to also make sure that yes, the policies are there to make sure that they are implemented, but as well as you do your work? What would you tell the people?
Thank you very much. So as a ministry, we have put in place the laws that are needed. We have put in place the speed limits that must be followed both on the highway and in the built-up areas. But for this year specifically, and our theme for road safety this year is safe speed saves lives. We are just calling out to the people to think before you speed. Whatever speed you're driving at, we just call out that you think about it. Is it safe where you are? Is it safe? Even if it's within the speed limit, but in that area and that particular time and the circumstances at hand, is your speed safe? Think about it. We reduce the speed in order to save lives. We know that this festive season is full of people moving from town to the villages and from villages to town, everyone moving to celebrate, to be with their families. But we also want everyone to celebrate indeed with their families, to be safe on the road, and to drive in the speed that is safe for all of us.
One would say that one of I don't know what the challenges you put up that are also creating more of this road carnage, but one would say that the narrowness of the roads, the potholes that you are supposed to also be working on the roads, that these roads are also contributing on the road carnage. You as the ministry, you have the responsibility to give us the better roads that are durable, but also that of high quality.
Yes, for sure. We have the mandate and the responsibility to provide for efficient and safe transport, and also the good roads that are safe for everyone. But in the circumstances, we have what we have now for this safety, for this festive season. So what we have now is what we shall use. We are working still on our part to make the roads better, to improve the safety on the roads, to fill up the weight. And if you notice, most of the roads within Kampala especially have been made to standard to cover the trenches and all. So we are working towards improving the roads, but we also need to work with what we have in the moment. So we call upon everyone to work with what we have now as we do our part to improve the roads. Let's also drive carefully. Let's also walk carefully. Let's use the road carefully.
What would you say is the biggest challenge that you have as the implementers of also the policy makers in trying to ensure that there is road safety?
The biggest challenge that we might have is reaching out to change character behavior, to change human behavior. Changing human behavior is not as easy as you think. And road safety is a lot to do with human behavior. As you know that most of the accidents come from the actual road users. So the biggest challenge that we have to tackle as government in all the agencies is to change human perspective, to change the road user character and the behavior.
Thank you so much, Judith. Let me turn to Cuthbert Isingoma of Uganda Road Accident Reduction Network. You are the civil society. You are creating work with Ministry of Works and Transport to ensure there is safety. But where are the gaps that you see that need to be fixed so that we have safety, reduce the numbers of the people dying on the roads every day and those who are getting injuries?
Thank you very much. Good morning, viewers. The gaps we have identified, of course, are in the regulations, in the laws. So we are trying to advocate for the revision and review of the existing laws that are existing. Currently, we are working on reviewing the law on drink driving. We are advocating for the reduction of the back limit from the 0.08 to 0.05, and maybe for lower limits for those who are young drivers and people who are the young drivers and the ones who have just learned how to drive. We are also advocating for having standard helmets that are are good for our environment. We are amongst that is also the law of the helmet. The law is very old. We want to review it to get, because new things have come on board. We are saying we need everybody, even the passenger must have a helmet. It's not only the rider who must have a helmet, even the passenger must have a helmet.
But the abuse is still, there is a lot of rampant abuse of these road safety, road guidelines and the safety measures. how do you make sure that you ensure that, yes, Mr. Nsereko here and his officers on the road make sure that they enforce these guidelines that you want to be changed?
Yes, the abuse is there basically because of lack of knowledge. Like Judith has said, there is need to change people's behavior. The change of people's behavior can be done through raising their awareness. The road users must know how to use the road. They all don't know. Pedestrians don't know at all how to use our roads. In fact, that's why you find that the biggest number of road crashes are with pedestrians. They don't know, they are not taught. We only teach drivers. So we need to find a way of teaching everybody, whoever goes onto the road. We used to have this training of road use in schools. We need to continue that in schools. We have to teach everybody. The school children don't know how to use the road. They are young, they don't know. So we need to teach them. So everybody, whether you're a pedestrian, a rider, a motorist, all of you must learn how to drive to use the roads. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me turn again to Mr. Rogers, Fande Rogers in Nsereko, the KMP traffic boss. There is also an accusation from the public. You already know about it, that you have these officers on the road, they take bribes. That is an accusation. Of course, this is the public information. That you find a DMC on the road, you find someone who is drink driving, is on the road, and then this is also a problem on your part. How would you tell these officers when you are deploying on the roads, especially during this festive season, to ensure that there is safety on the roads?
Thank you very much. That is an old complaint on traffic officers taking bribes. It is true, it happens. But again, we have taken action on all names that come up involved with extortion on the road. We have our professional standards unit, and so many officers have been tried under that unit, and so many have been removed from traffic and put in other departments because they have really created this situation in traffic, and they are bringing a bad name to the face of police. So in the effort of fighting corruption, some of our own have been removed, and they know it. As they do it, because now we are more of they used to call it a global village some time ago, but now with technology, as you pick money, people are recording, using their phones, and that is evidence enough. And once that is presented as evidence, it will be accepted, and it will be upon you to defend yourself. So all those who have been caught guilty of extorting money on the road have been suspended from the unit.
Okay. Your last word to the viewers as we get back to Judith and the Cuthbert. Your last word to the viewers, everyone who is a road user, pedestrian, a driver, and whoever, everyone, even today we use the roads as we came. So your last word to the public.
Of course, as Judith mentioned, it all goes back to behavior. Everyone on the road is responsible for their own safety on the road. You as a pedestrian, you as a boda rider, you as a motorcycle, a bicycle rider, you as a driver in a big lorry, in a small car, everyone is supposed to be responsible for their own safety first, before even police comes in. Because at the end of the day, it's not my life which is going to get lost, it will be yours. So it is upon you to ensure that you are safe, and also other people around you are safe.
Thank you so much, Afande Rogers in Nsereko, the Kampala Metropolitan Police Traffic Commander. Turning to Judith Karara, the Senior Road Safety Officer of Ministry of Works and Transport. Today, just let the public know what's going to take place here as you launch the Road Safety Week.
So today, the Ministry of Works and Transport, in partnership with other organizations, as you can see the branding, we have very many partners this time around. Everyone has come out, and rightly so, because this is an issue that needs everyone to work together. We are coming together here at Chambogo Funeral Grounds to launch the Road Safety Week 2021. We are going to have various activities here. As you have seen, probably the children have come in. We have children presentations. We have different people coming out to advocate, the civil society organization. We're going to have our Honorable Minister of Works and Transport, General Edward Katumba Wamala, as our chief guest today. And we are going to join to start this week. It is a start of a week-long activities, but not 1 week alone, a whole month activities where we'll be sensitizing people, calling out to people, working on our own part as government to do the regulations, to do our part, but also calling out enhanced media campaigns and otherwise to remind people to stay safe on the road.
Thank you so much, Judith Karara from the Ministry of Works and Transport. Cuthbert Isingoma, Uganda Road Accident Reduction Network, a civil society that is advocating for safety on the roads. What would you want to be changed 2022 and going beyond as far as road safety is concerned, as we, from the policy leaders, from the civil society, and from the individuals, or even the community, to ensure that there is road safety?
What I would really want to change is the issue of self-regulation. We need to start being aware and regulate ourselves. We don't need police around us all the time. Let's regulate ourselves and be able to follow whatever is prescribed in the laws. We don't need police to be always chasing us. So that in order for us to be regulating, we need to have awareness about these things, first of all, because you cannot regulate yourself on something that you don't know. So government should come out and make people aware of what is happening, so what is required of them, so that they can start regulating themselves. Because I don't think it would be proper for someone to ask him to regulate himself when he doesn't know what the law is. So government should go out, teach the people about these road safety regulations, the need for why you need to be regulated, because
are the penalties punitive enough to deter these cases on the roads?
The penalties are so small. I think that's why there's repeated offenses, because someone can afford to pay. Even the express penalties are so small. Uganda has the least. If the penalties are punitive enough, someone would not repeat that offense. So we need to revise the penalties so that they're punitive enough for the people to be able to adhere to the laws. Yes.
Okay. Your final word? 30 seconds.
My final word, of course, is we need people out there, as we are in the festive season, to be safe on the road. Let's try to be careful with each other. Let's stop rushing. Let's plan our journeys early enough so that if you're starting a journey, start it early so that you don't rush. Okay. And the bus drivers who are making return routes, please make sure that you go the mandatory, because the regulation requires them to drive only 300 kilometers, and that's what they're supposed to drive per day, and that's enough.
Thank you so much, Cuthbert Isingoma, the Programs Officer, Uganda Road Accident Reduction Network. Of course, the event is happening here at Chambogo Unira Grounds, and from me and the entire crew here, Collins Muhwez and Igesa Moses, we say that yes, this is a festive season, let's be responsible, but also I want to salute all the people who are volunteers whenever there is an accident, talking about Red Cross, the communities around, who come to the aid of those who have been engaged or involved in an accident. This is Morning at 10 TV. Stephen Imbido Mfefeswe Chibuga handing you back to Busiku in the studios.
All right, Stephen Imbide, thank you very much for that update, which also brings us to the end of this edition of Morning at NTV. My name is Romeo Busik. Of course, to the kings, queens, boys and girls who are celebrating their birthdays on this particular Monday. Yes, we'd like to wish you a joyous one, but be cognizant of the fact that COVID-19 is still here, and it's still pretty much rearing its very ugly head, with over 270.4 million plus cases being registered on the whole global stage. 5.3 million deaths have been registered, and over 243 million recoveries have also been registered in that regard. Uganda is grappling with 127,973 cases of COVID-19, 3,268 people have died, and over 97,778 have recovered. Yes, a birthday wish is coming in from my studio director, that is Daniel Sebachije, going out to Lillian Luede. There she is, and he's saying, please enjoy your day, but be cognizant of the fact that COVID-19 is still here. A face mask is not a conversation. Yes, in that regard, you need to be protecting yourself. To all the other kings, queens, boys and girls who are celebrating their particular birthdays on this day, would also like to wish you a joyous one. Do not forget, 1.2 million people are lost every year to road accidents in that regard. That's how debilitating the situation is. Well, there's